Hey, we're back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to our video. Welcome back to Roll
with the Troll.
With the Troll. Today, we are talking about Cobra Kai again. Can you
Of
believe
course,
it?
yes.
Now, the big question on everyone's mind going into Cobra Kai Season 5, of course, is will John Kreese drop the soap in Cobra Kai Season 5? As you all know, John Kreese is now doing time for a crime he did not commit.
Right.
Terry Silver framed the son of a bitch, his oldest friend.
Yeah.
Terry Silver framed this man. John Kreese is now behind bars.
Yes.
And you're going to regret this. But in the meantime, John's locked up. He's dropping the soap left and right. That's how I see this season shaping up. Yeah, I think.
Why do you think Kreese would drop the soap? He's got a lot of coordination. He's got hand-eye coordination. He's strong. He's got grip strength. I don't know why he would drop the soap.
Oh, you naive. Listen, he hasn't been with Betsy in a long, long time now. You know what I mean? It's been a long time, and I think the show also does need a little bit more homosexual representation.
What? Oh my God!
I'm assuming that from a writing standpoint, they're thinking that this is the kind of opportunity to be a little more inclusive, involving John Kreese while he's locked up.
Well, I just can't stand the thought of Kreese in jail.
A man can't stand, he can't fight.
You love working that in.
It's so much fun. It's one of my favorite quotes ever.
I know. That's funny. So, yeah, but I mean, I can't stand the thought of him being in jail. I think it's going to make for, some good storytelling. How is he going to get out? How is he going to prove that he didn't do it? I know that in the real world, that's not the burden of proof, but still, I think he's going to be compelled to do that. And Silver is going to end up, I think they're going to swap places, Silver will probably end up in jail by the end of season 5, and Kreese will be out and free.
Are you suggesting that it's actually Terry Silver who's going to end up dropping the soap, and that the show is actually going to do like a bait and switch, like they've done for us in the past, right? Like
they do that a lot.
They switch it up a little bit.
Maybe that's the reality that Silver needs to wake up to. I mean, she's got to
wake up and smell the coffee, Mr. LaRusso. yeah, maybe.
Troll is full of the quotes today.
It's tough to know it's tough to know what's going to go on here, because honestly, from a serious look at it, I can't tell if they're just going to have John Kreese in jail for literally like an episode, kind of like with Miguel's coma, right?
Right.
We only saw, I know some time had passed. It was a couple of weeks he was in it, but we only saw him in it for one episode. Where going into season 3 at the time, a lot of us were thinking maybe he doesn't wake up until the end of the season, where he's sidelined for literally 7, 8, 9 episodes. And then some of us thought, no, he'll wake up in episode 1. They're going to want to use him throughout the season. So it's the same thing here. I don't know what to expect. Now, the little teaser trailer that we just got, and if you're watching this well into the future, we only got a small teaser trailer for Cobra Kai Season 5 so far. But in it, you don't have any new scenes with Kreese. The only Kreese were old flashbacks.
Yeah.
So there was no Kreese, but to be fair, there's also no Mike Barnes. There was no Hawk. There was no
a lot of characters.
Yeah, we hardly saw much of Johnny, frankly.
Yeah.
We saw like maybe 2 or 3 little scenes with him. It wasn't a lot, I don't think. So it was a short teaser trailer. And
very teaser.
Yeah, and so I don't think that Kreese's absence from the trailer necessarily means that he's going to have limited screen time this season. But honestly, it could go any which way. They could keep him almost off the show where he's in jail, where you almost get no scenes with him. I could see that. We're in all 10 or 12 episodes. I think we're getting more episodes now, too, than we usually get per season. So I don't know. I could see it going either way, where either he gets a lot of screen time where he's in jail and he's in every episode still. I could see it where he's a greatly reduced character. And I any which way, I think could happen. So
I don't know. Martin Kove is a fan favorite, so I think that they're going to continue to use him. I think that would be silly for them to just kind of ignore his character for too many episodes.
Well, I get that, but you got to remember too, the show is growing in terms of the number of characters who need screen time. So you got to give Chosen a lot of screen time. Now you've got to give Terry Silver even more screen time than he had in season 3. Or season 4, I mean. And we didn't even have those 2 guys a couple seasons ago. So and all the kids still need screen time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
might he not get out on bail or something though? Isn't there a process for that where he would get out on bail and then he's out and free, and then we've got scenes with him, and then the story is him fighting the charges against him?
Yeah, it could be. That's the thing. We just don't know which way they're going to go with it all.
Yeah.
I've got to assume that he's locked up in jail. The soap is dropping left and right to the point where he's afraid to shower anymore because of all the trauma that he's undergoing in this jail cell. And, you're not allowed to do martial arts in jail. You know that you can fist fight, but you can't do straight up martial arts.
Kreese doesn't strike me as a man who is easily traumatized either. I mean, he's,
I don't know.
If Vietnam didn't hold him back, then...
Oh, listen. If you're a straight man in jail, Vietnam's got nothing on that. If you're locked up
really?
this is serious stuff here. This is an LA County jail. This is fucking serious bullshit. So,
and that's nothing compared to Vietnam.
No. Vietnam is shooting and a lot of explosions and such, but nothing compares to you innocently bend over in the shower and all of a sudden you're someone's bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
There's no comparison there. So I think this will bring a new level of trauma to Kreese. I think this will scare him straight. I think from now on he wants to work with Johnny and Daniel for the betterment of the children, the kids in the community. I think he's going to change his ways entirely because of what happens to him when he's locked up. That's where I think the show's going.
Wouldn't that be interesting if going to jail, if this whole experience and being betrayed like that just like turned him around? He finds Jesus.
No, you're missing the point. It's not the betrayal. It's not the jail itself. It is the gang assault and the rape that he will. Keep in mind,
all right,
this whole franchise, Voice of Reason, let me point out, has been insinuating rape since the second film. Karate Kid 2.
The movies, not so much Cobra Kai.
Well, it's all one big connected universe. It's the Miyagi-verse, as they like to call it. Wake up and smell the coffee, Voice of Reason. So, in Karate Kid 2, there was insinuation of doing something horrible to Kumiko. And I don't make light of that. That's terrible, but that's what they were doing. Karate Kid 3, they upped the stakes. Increased the intensity with severe threats towards Jessica. Got even worse in Karate Kid 4. Had there been a Karate Kid 5, I'm telling you, it would have been just a horrific thing for whatever young lady was in that film.
Right. Well, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, nobody could. It wouldn't be rational. So here, I think they're finally going to pay off on all these threats. But instead of it happening to a young woman, an innocent young woman, now it's going to happen to John Kreese. It's gonna fix him up. Hey, did you ever see American History X?
I feel like yes, I did.
Edward Norton.
I feel like we're really going off the rails now.
No, this is what this show does. This is what the channel's all about. Edward Norton's character.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Edward Norton? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. His character in American History X. Remember what happened to him?
I do. Yes.
That taught him a bit of a lesson, didn't it?
It was horrifying.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen to John Kreese here. So he's gonna get out and he's gonna say, you know what,
Cobra
Daniel?
Kai's not gonna go quite that dark.
They'll go darker, I bet. They're going to go darker. What? Kreese himself is going to become a rapist now.
No,
that's how these things happen. When you go through a horrible event, you take that trauma and you take it out on other people. And frankly,
he has more honor than that.
Does he really? He's been abusing teenagers. But look how mean he was to Daniel in the first film.
He's not going to go around raping people now.
I think that's what season 6 is all about after this one. I think that's what we're building.
He may have some power and control issues, but he does not express it in that way.
Maybe you're right. Look, let's get back to how is he... We don't know how long he's going to spend in jail.
Yeah.
But let's talk about... You're thinking that as soon as he gets out, basically Terry Silver goes right in, right? And that makes sense because I think once Kreese is out... I mean, in real life, it wouldn't be that way. In real life now they're... Well, it could be, actually. It could be that simple in real life. They wouldn't have to wait for a trial. They would arrest Terry right away. And I guess as soon as you find out Kreese is innocent, that does immediately point to Terry Silver. I mean, they're going to know, once they know that Kreese is innocent, it's going to be because of Stingray, right? That Stingray is the key to the whole thing. Stingray is the only one who can say, and by the way, can I just point out what bullshit it is? That all someone has to do is accuse you of something and your life is ruined now.
Yes, that is horrible. And it's true. That's the way real life is working these days.
Yeah, we'll get back to the normal topic here in a second, but I'd just like to take 5 seconds to point out that that's really shitty. That because look what happened here. Terry manipulated Stingray, Raymond, and he manipulated him. And there are plenty of people out there like Raymond who are low IQ, who are easily manipulated, who just want to belong to something, and they'll say pretty much whatever you need them to say, even to the police, to anybody.
Yeah, or intimidated.
Yeah, intimidated. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, in this case, it was more of a manipulation, but
Yes.
yeah, you could be coerced in all kinds of different ways. So when I think about that, this just horrifies me that this is real life. Like, if somebody accused any one of you listening right now of some kind of heinous crime, really, as long as the cops remotely believe it, you're going to jail for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I know sometimes I've said this before, and people will say things like, well, yeah, but they go to jail for maybe just a week or so. Well, first of all, that's fucking horrific enough, whether you drop the soap or not. That's horrific enough. But secondly, even, I mean, right there, you can easily lose your job. You can lose your family.
Yeah.
Your neighbors will fucking never look at you the same. You can get way behind on your finances as well. There's a lot of shit that can really go wrong there. So that can fuck your life. And who wants to be in jail for a week? You know what I mean? Are you kidding me?
Right. Not even for a night.
No, it's horrific shit. So anyway, a little side note. But,
Yes.
but yeah, so Terry would go in. The reason I'm hoping Terry does not really go in is that now we lose such a valuable character on the show.
Yeah.
Because the show's not going to want to keep showing you Terry in jail. They'll show you Kreese in jail because you know Kreese is going to get out soon, right? They're not going to show you Terry in jail because when Terry's in jail, it's probably going to stick for a while. I would assume that's going to be the storytelling component of that.
Right. This could be one of those things that they tend to like skirt around consequences on the show and kind of like skip over. Like there can be a horrific assault, like the whole thing at Daniel's house, all of these kids in this major brawl and at the school, and there were very few consequences. Like nobody went to jail over it. Nobody got arrested. And I mean, Robbie ended up in juvie and Tori's on probation or whatever, but none of the other kids, like nothing really happened. But this thing with Terry Silver assaulting Stingray, I don't know how they can I don't know how they could not have consequences for that, because it's got to come out that he was the one who actually did it, that it was not Kreese. But then what do they do with that? You know, I don't think that they can skirt around the consequences on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a very tough.
I could be wrong.
Well, again, the show is. This is where the tone of the show and the pacing of the show, like you said, allow for it to. It's in the show's DNA to skirt over certain things.
Yeah.
And to just gloss over, like just the fact that it's never really addressed why Johnny has all this money now. Like I know he's got a few students,
Yeah.
but they made it where Johnny's got money to burn. And that's ridiculous. He's got,
I don't think Sid gave him that much.
No. I mean, he had it from the income he had coming in from season 2. I know he had a couple of classes and all, but those, believe me, even if he's got 30 students, which he doesn't, and even if they're paying, I don't know, $200 a month each, which they're not, he doesn't have that kind of money where he can go get his car fucking painted, then go get a new. Where's his new dojo? It was like an abandoned thing, and he got that
warehouse, yeah.
Yeah, he had the warehouse, and he painted that big. It's just, come on, it's just ridiculous. So there's a lot of things they kind of skirt over. They skirt over a lot of realities on the show, and that's fine. That's how the show works,
Yeah,
and that's part of Hollywood, part of this whole thing. But I do think when they skirt over consequences, it does get a little strange, right? It's a little bit like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
The LaRusso house is a great example. Those kids burst in, destroyed the fucking whole house. I mean, they literally broke into the house and threw a kid through the window.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter that the LaRussos didn't want to press charges. So yeah, that's a fun one to bring up. But anyway, yeah, John Kreese, season 5. I'm very curious to see how they handle this. If he's in jail for a minute, if he's in jail for most of the season. I would imagine by around episode 5 is when he gets out. They like to mix it up mid-season. Of course, I'm also assuming there's going to be 10 episodes again. And they have said we're probably looking at longer and more number of episodes.
Terry Silver better watch out when he gets out.
Yeah, Terry really didn't think this through, because this is beyond war. I mean, this is really beyond war now. This is not a betrayal. This is this could have been a completely
he messed with the wrong snake. I'm afraid.
So, I mean, I would assume, let's jump ahead a little bit with our final moment here in the video. Guys, by the way, if you're enjoying this video, like, subscribe, click the bell so you get notified, all that shit, and definitely join us in the comments. If you haven't noticed, our comment section is the most creative comment section on YouTube. So, I don't know, final thoughts before we go here?
I have nothing.
Well, I'll just leave you all with this. I think when Kreese gets out, I think he teams up with Johnny and Daniel and Chosen, and now everybody versus Terry Silver becomes the new storyline after John Kreese gets out of jail.
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect.
Wouldn't that be a great way to go?
That's it.
Speaking of endings, we're out of time, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe. Talk to you soon.